Jabberjaw's in the booth, Vulgar Desperado on the mic. Let's get into it. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You know what it is, here with the review of episode 5, and it's gonna be not really reviews. I'm just gonna mostly point out the shit that I found kind of stupid. And the first thing I wanted to point out was this quote that Obi Wan read on the little wall passed down from some Jedi, whoever fucking died, right? It says, "The light will fade, but is never forgotten." Does that not just perfectly sum up Star Wars? Like, you still have the love, the light, the passion, it still burns, but Disney is consecutively raping it. So it's just fading away. Even the light and passion that you have for it, like, fades on a daily basis. I mean, you can only rewatch the old movies, play some old games to, cleanse your palate before you're like, you know what, fuck Star Wars. It all ends in Rey Palpatine anyways. So, episode starts off with this little dream sequence or memory sequence with Vader remembering some training he did with Obi Wan. And in theory, it's kind of cool. I think, if anything, it shows you why you should not go back to the classics so much, because Hayden Christensen trying to look like his 20-year-old self is comical. The man just looks so goddamn old, and hey, look, maybe they should have, had him at night form. I don't know, just make it look a little bit more believable, but that's just me. And another thing that is just me, I'm going to be a little nitpicky here. There was a line of dialogue. Obi-Wan says to Anakin, "Oh, maybe I'll stand a chance this time." We're talking about their fighting. I just got to point out, even though, yes, Anakin is the chosen one, Obi, Yoda, and Padme all acknowledged in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, not this shitty TV show, that Obi-Wan was going to kill Anakin. Obi-Wan goes up to Yoda and says, "Please send me to face the Emperor. I will not kill Anakin." More or less acknowledging the fact that he could do it. Yoda says to him, "Strong enough to fight this Lord Sidious? You are not." More or less acknowledging that, yeah, you can't beat him, but you know who you can beat? Obi-Wan goes up to Padme and she straight up says to him, "You're going to kill him, aren't you?" I'm just kind of pointing out the fact. Now, look, Obi could just be being humble there, even though he's technically the master and Anakin's in Padawan form. Just saying, I want people to realize who the top dog is here. So this episode saw Reeva accomplishing her goals and the reasoning behind her goals. Not like anyone didn't notice this or know this. Everyone from the get-go was saying, yeah, she's going to be a youngling. She wants to be the Grand Inquisitor. She's trying to get revenge on Anakin. If this wasn't so easily seen from, episode 1 of this shit, maybe it could have been better, but honestly, it's not, especially in the whole plot of it all. I mean, we get to this moment where, Obi-Wan's like, "Oh, I figured it out. You're a youngling. You were there, Anakin." And it's just kind of not all that fulfilling in the sense that that's all it took for you to do the right thing. Like, you spent how many fucking years? Like, you were a youngling, I'm assuming, a single-digit age. You were young as shit. And you spent all these years doing bad. And you had all these opportunities to kill Vader. But you needed to be the Grand Inquisitor to do it. Like, this isn't Dragon Ball Z. You didn't go fucking Super Saiyan. You didn't level the fuck up. Like, nothing happened here. You just randomly decided, yeah, now it's time. And you can sit there and say, well, Obi, kind of helped her, convince her to come to the good. Okay, so why didn't she do that when she first met him in episode 1 when she was like, Anakin's alive? I mean, if she knew what was good with him in the beginning earlier, shouldn't she have, turned coat then? I mean, wouldn't that make more sense? Wouldn't that be better suited for what Disney was trying to do and making her a likable character? I mean, what was the point of her being bad just to go good so quickly and easily? It serves no purpose in the long run because, first off, her villainy was never believable in the first place. And second of all, now we're supposed to believe that she's a good guy and she's been having good motivations this whole time, but she's been out there murdering innocents? It doesn't make any fucking lick of sense. Make up your mind and stop being convenient for the story, Disney. Well, let's talk about this fight between Vader and Reeva. First off, it was kind of cool seeing Vader use all this force power to, stop a fucking spaceship and all. And, that's kind of cool. Kind of harkens back to Force Unleashed kind of days and, really showing off Vader's powers and stuff. But I make the argument that it's just kind of flash. It's tight, don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't be the selling point. And I think that's what Disney overly uses. Like, oh, here's something really cool and dramatic. And next thing you know, you got a bunch of fucking simps. But let's talk about this fight. What cracks me up about it is or you can tell that Disney either A, doesn't want to waste the money to train people how to use a fucking lightsaber, or B, doesn't want to waste the money to get fucking stunt doubles. This entire fight, and you can make excuses about Robot Vader or whatever, but the man was just dodging shit. Now, that kind of plays into the whole point of what's the point of having her be a villain? She just turned coat and she wasn't that strong in the first place. So it was just kind of dumb. Very dumb story. But what's really retarded about the fight is the fact that all she's really doing is just swinging at this fool and he's just dodging. Then he kind of catches her lightsaber with the force. And then look, Vader standing there with the two lightsabers, fucking red, like that shit was sick. That was a steezy image, I'm not gonna lie. But it really goes to show the chintziness, cheapness of Disney when they can't just choreograph a good fight scene. Like, it's really just a bunch of camera angles and if that's Hayden Christensen in the suit just going side to side, like that's literally all it was. It's not well thought out. It's almost all like, hey guys, just kind of fucking wing it, like that's literally how these fight scenes look. And again, I'll die on the hill that, Star Wars, the prequel trilogy, has some of the best fight scenes in American film history. You got to really go to Asia to get some really good fight scenes like that. And they're kind of shitting on that legacy. You want to see some sick ass fights with these lightsabers, and you act like you got people here that ain't never seen these prequels. You got people that are in these prequels and you got them acting like they ain't never used these lightsabers. It's kind of trash in my opinion. And then that being said, you want to think about trash in these lightsabers. How the fuck can she get shanked twice in the stomach and live? I mean, I had a homie make a joke that like, oh, they don't make lightsabers like they used to, because seriously. Now, Grand Inquisitor 2, he lived too. I'm jumping ahead here, and I don't give a fuck, but I'm assuming they're gonna say, oh, he was a clone or some bullshit, because everybody knew that the Grand Inquisitor doesn't die here and in this fashion. But what's up with just the stabbing, man? Like, Reeva got stabbed. Now, let's say that the Grand Inquisitor isn't a clone and that was actually him, then that's even more retarded. But Reeva got stabbed as a youngling. You see that Anakin do that. She lived somehow. I hid in the bodies. I don't know how. You were a child and you took a lightsaber to the gut, so should have been dead. And again, same shit. Lightsaber to the gut, and she's crawling, finding a little communicator from Leia's dad, Bail Organa, and that was stupid. That was a stupid message, the whole thing, whatever. So I just don't understand if they, know how lightsabers work. It's like a fucking stick of pure light getting shanked into you. Mofo should be dead. And speaking of dead, I want you to look at this scene. Everybody and their mama should have been dead here. And I know we play up to the whole stormtroopers are retarded, they ain't got no aim, but yo, this door just opened. Everybody was standing right in front. Stormtroopers, guns a-blazing, same thing with them. And people were just running, dodging, literally standing there, letting these bullets go past them. It's pretty fucking retarded. Like, you gotta come up with, I don't know, better tactics, better set designs, better logic to why the fucking army of looking like 50 deep that all had their guns locked and loaded, had their targets lined up like a damn T-ball, and that everyone didn't just fucking die. I mean, look at that shit. Obi Wan is literally running forward straight there, and literally the last 4 or 5 episodes, he was just butt shit with the fucking lightsaber. So I'm surprised that he survived too and didn't get shot up. And it just goes to show you they're illogical. It's like, oh, what would be cool? And like, I think boys would like this. No, like this was not good. This is not a good idea. And speaking of death, let's move on to Talia's. Now, this is a 6 episode series, but she came around, what, the third episode? And, maybe all totaled together has had 20 minutes of screen time, 20 minutes of dialogue, potentially. I don't know why they think we're supposed to care. You gotta, like, give us more with this person, or, you know, I don't know, just essentially just do better storytelling. Like, I did not give a fuck. Like, it wasn't sad. Like, I know they're trying to make it sad, but literally, like, all she ever did was just, tell Obi Wan it was gonna be all right, kind of have a pseudo bond relationship with Leia that they tried to force down your throat. And you're supposed to care. I mean, yeah, she was like a good guy and she helps, but it goes to show you that Disney doesn't know how to build up character, build up tension, build up like any amount of caring within their audience. She dies and you're like, well, everyone else should have died in that last scene too. It was just kind of dumb. Like, you have to write your characters in a way that, obviously will make people give a fuck. Like, if her death was going to be as monumental as the background music tried to make it, you should have just had her be there in episode 1. Maybe she was the one that Organa sent to go pick up Obi and like, hey, I need your help. And then maybe they have like some kind of bonding friendship or something, but otherwise it was just kind of pointless. And with Talia, they did a good example of what not to do when it comes to your storytelling. You're supposed to show, not tell, especially in a video medium. And with Talia, and this is why I think that her death had no real value to it, is because you are just told to like her. In this scene where she's telling Obi-Wan that she feels all bad because she thought she was doing the right thing, and now she, has tally marks for every person that she kills, it's just, you should show that. And this goes to Disney's like pacing problem, if you will, or budget problem. I mean, it's a 6 episode series. And this also goes to show you the whole idiocy with their everybody gets a TV show, because I don't want a Talia TV show to show us why I should give a fuck about her. But if you're going to have somebody in the show, have more moments showing them do the things that they're talking about. Don't just have her tell your audience, like, yes, I feel remorseful and now I go and do this. I mean, okay, I guess we understand your purpose, but show, not tell, because that's what gets your people to give a fuck. If you're out here just telling me that you're remorseful, it's not like I can fully believe you. It's not what you're supposed to do in your storytelling. You're supposed to show it, not tell it. What would Disney Star Wars be without some cringe-ass Marvel-like humor? So between this dude Rogan and the other dude up in here, it's odd that they just have this weird comedic back and forth in a time when they're about to get fucking bombarded by the Empire. But it's maybe not even the problem that it's comedic, it's just the style of it. They talk as if they were plucked off the street and not thrown into a galaxy far, far away. It's just off-putting in my opinion. And look, you can say that they're acting and they got their own flavor to it, they're doing what they want, yada yada yada. I don't give a fuck. It's off-putting. The nigga sounds like he's from the streets, and that motherfucker sounds like he just sounds like out of a fucking Marvel movie. It doesn't sound right. Throw on some space accents. I don't know what that sounds like, but by Star Wars standards, it's probably gonna sound fucking British or pseudo-British. But nonetheless, the quippy type, quick style of humor, let me just talk shit to you real quick, it doesn't work here. You can have different styles of humor. It doesn't always need to be Marvel-esque. And also, what is Disney Star Wars without some praise of young Leia? Now, this, again, if you watched our last videos, kind of goes into the whole feminist ideology of storytelling. I don't know what these fools are thinking when they write these characters. And look, if you're a lady and you think this is a good thing, I gotta question you a bit. But What is the point of writing characters so ungodly unlikable? Okay, Leia is 10. And yes, we know there's some little snot-nosed assholes that you'd like to punt like a football, kick the baby, South Park baby. But Leia is, I'm gonna need a ladder. And she's telling the other cat, shut up, I'm working, I heard him. It's like, who the fuck are you talking to, bro? You are a child. Even Anakin in fucking Phantom Menace, like, again, acted like a kid. He acted, kind and humble. I mean, he was a slave for first off. And look, you can sit there and say, oh, well, she's a bitch because she's a princess. It just doesn't. It's unlikable, man. Disney, I swear, is doing their most to try to make you like Leia, but they're doing everything in their power to make you hate her. It's not good dialogue choice. It's not like she's 10, right? And they're saying, "Oh, we need someone to get up in there and nobody can fit." And she just says the smug thing, whereas, any 10-year-old be like, "I can do it. I can help." And then the logical thing for the adults to do is say no, but then you got old simp ass Obi Wan. I trust her. You do what she says. Like was a little weird. I mean, fuck. Even Qui-Gon told Anakin to stay in the cockpit, and he went off and did his own thing, and Qui-Gon didn't even really know about it. Let's be real. But even if you're going to involve children in the deadly missions that they're, kind of thrusted into, there should be pushback from adults, less hubris from the kid, and maybe more fearfulness or, childlike reactions. One way or another, these writers got to realize, like, yo, Leia is a kid, and even if she's not a fearful kid, she shouldn't be a dick. Oh, and I guess we're getting Luke in the next episode. Yip the fuck a D. Nobody cares. It's too late. Don't know why you're even bothering with it. Stay tuned for the last review of this. Please like and subscribe. Really appreciate some of the love y'all are showing. Jabberjaws, Vulgar Desperado. Peace.